So I wanted to take a few minutes to do a training video on how to update the database for the Girl Scouts of San Diego mobile app. We've built the app and we've added some data in there, but in order for this app to really be effective, it should have all of the popular activities that the Girl Scouts do. Um, it is not that hard to update it, but it does take a little bit of understanding of the way it works. So I'd like to go through that. The first thing I wanted to show was the database. So we use a database called Firebase. It's run by Google. And when you go to firebase.google.com, you will see this show. This is tied into your Google account. Right now it is currently tied into my account, but it will be tied into someone from the Girl Scouts account in the future, so that person will have access to this. When you see this, they go to console, and this will open up the database console. And in here, I've got a project called San Diego Girl Scouts Safety App, so I will click on that. And the most important link to go to here is this database link right here on the left. So if you select database, you will see it pulls up what's called a JSON file database. So JSON has some type of a tag, and then it has values associated with the tag. So I'd like to go through real quickly what all these are, and then we'll go through an activity of adding them. So first off, we have activities. This is the activity list. So when a new activity is added, it should be put in here. This was what will show up for the user when they want to add an activity. Activity date, this is nothing that you need to touch. This is added by the user when they want to associate a date with an activity. Activity owners, again, this is not something you touch. When a user selects an activity, it will add this activity to this field. Approval form, this is something you will want to put in. If there is a approval form required for any of them, just add yes to add the field and yes to this, and then it'll give them a little prompt saying you need to fill an approval form. Other info, so this database, this app is meant to just track required tasks, but there's an other info option where you can put more information. So you could put recommended information. This is a great place to put some additional information about the specific activity. Now we get into the safety checkoff list. So this is done by the user when they log in. So when they log in and then they select an activity, it will take their name, it'll add the activities to it, and then it'll add this yes or no. And it starts off with no on the list for all of them. And then as they make a change of yes or no, you can see here both are yes, somebody switched that, right? Then you have the safety checkoff template. So the safety checkoff template is the template by which it pulls the information. So for backpacking, when someone selects backpacking, it's going to grab this list and create the yes and no for it. So this is something you'll need to update when you add a new safety list activity. Safety info, this is something that if you want to add more links to safety information, you can. There are currently 4 in there. And then safety item details. So for all the individual tasks that show up in the safety checkoff lists, you can add information for them as long as this name here matches the activity name, activity task name. Then when they click on it, it'll give a little additional information about that specific task. Otherwise, it won't show anything, so that's not a mandatory field. And then we have safety item link. So because we can't put all the information in there, we link to the PDF. So this should be when you create a new activity, you should put in the PDF path in here. And then the users is a field that is created when they register. So don't have to worry about filling that out. So this is the database. Let's talk about the Visual Studio Code. So first off, I recommend that you use a real editor when you edit this. And the one I use is called Visual Studio. And the reason I recommend this is because it does a lot of code highlighting, which makes it really easy to tell if you've made a mistake when you enter something. So in this database, what you can do is you select export JSON. Now, when you select that, it is going to create a JSON file on your downloads folder, and then you can edit that and make changes, and then you can import it later, which we will go through. So I've already exported this file, and this is what it looks like in Visual Code. And so you can see it's got very nice looking code highlighting here. And so for I've already gone through all these fields, but you can see what values that they have. It's a little bit easier to see here than it was in the database. So let's go through how we would add a particular action to it. So we've downloaded it. So the safety activity checkpoint matrix, when we click on it, it shows this list of activities, and we've added about 10 of these so far. But let's say you thought, oh, a lot of people are doing surfing, so we should really add surfing to this. So so when you click on surfing here, it pulls up the PDF. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take that PDF and you want to add it to your link. So we'll go back here, and we'll go to this safety item links, and you can see there's a whole bunch of items here. So I'm going to just copy and paste one more of these on here. Notice that it gave this little red dot here. It means that something's already formatted. That's because you don't have a comma here. It needs to have a comma until the very last one. And here I'm going to put surfing, and then I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to copy the URL for this. And I'm going to put the URL exactly in there without rewriting. Okay, so you can see that it's telling me there's some problems here because it's turned red, and that's because something's wrong with my formatting. So sometimes you have to put these backslash characters in certain places because you're using special characters. So just you want to look at the previous one, and you want to just match that up with the one above it. So I've now matched this up directly with the one above it. You can see it says surfing, and so I'll save the file. So now we've got our surfing link set up. So let's go back to another piece of information here. So now we're going to want to add add the activity and the required gear. So it says a surfboard and a flotation device and a leash. So what we'll do is, first off, we'll go up here to the activities, and we will add surfing. And again, we're just following the same pattern as we did before. And then we'll go to the safety checkoff item, and we'll copy, again, one of these. So we'll use the same format. Again, we need to put a comma because we have a new item here. So surfing. And notice we had the surfboard, we had the leash, and we have the flotation device. Okay, so those were the only items that were required, but there's some detail about them. So let's add that detail. So if we go to let's see, where is it here? Yeah, safety item detail, and I'm going to again copy and paste here, and here I'm going to put surfboard, and then I'm going to go take this text out there. I'm going to put what was it there? It was soft deck longboards. Use, oops. Let's see here. Use soft boards for beginners. Okay, and my formatting is a little messed up there. It looks like I'm missing a. There, I got it. I just had to put a. And let's do one more here. And then we want. Let's see. I would say maybe we add this type 4 buoyant cushion. So let's see if I can do a copy and paste here. No, it looks like I can't. So type 4 buoyant cushion. I'm just going to add that. Type 4 buoyant cushion. And this was I'm going to call this a flotation device. So up here we called it flotation device. So I'm going to also call it flotation device here. All right. So then if we check this matrix here, let's go back. Oh, let's look at recommended here, and let's add that. So we'll just add a few recommended. So one-piece bathing suit and water and sunscreen, beach towel. Let's just add those few things. So for recommended, this is other info. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste one of these in here. Put a comma there. And we'll put surfing. And for the recommended on surfing, I'm going to put one-piece bathing suit and sunscreen towel. Let me take this comma off because it's the last one, so it shouldn't have a comma. Okay, and we'll save that. The other thing we wanted to check, let's go back here and see the matrix. And in the matrix for surfing, let's see whether it was required. Yes, it is required task. So we'll go back here, and under for the approval form, we will add that it requires surfing approval form. Okay, so we've added it to the activities, we've added to the approval form, we've added some additional information, we've added the checklist, and we've added the some safety item detail about it. And then here's the link to surfing that they can click to if they want to see the PDF. So we have saved that. All right. So now we are going to upload this into the app. So let's go back to the Girl Scouts app here, and we will do an upload of this. I'm actually going to do a download first because I think some people have added some information to this, and I don't want to overwrite that information right now. So I've downloaded what we have in there, and now let's do the upload. So I'm going to import JSON. Here it gives us a prompt to browse, and I'm going to go to this JSON file that I just updated at 9:17. This 9:18 one is the one that's live. So what we should have done is really downloaded the latest one first, so that we don't lose any data that's in there. But I'll upload that after this. So select choose. If everything goes well, it'll just do this: data imported successfully. If you have any problem, it'll tell you that it failed, and you need to go back to that Visual Code editor and look for anything that does not match up properly with the other items. But if you match them properly, it should have no issue. So now, if we do go to the app and take a look at it, we will see. Well, let's look here in the database. You'll see now under activities, we now have surfing listed, and we've got other information like the safety item link for surfing is in as well. So all this information is in the database now, and you're good to go. So I recommend that you add this information in order to make sure that this app has as much information as possible that will make it more valuable. Hopefully this was helpful.